We're taking a look at the 2002 FIFA World Cup from a perspective as if all the countries had a similar amount of wealth and population. This way we can judge, we can have a better idea of who's actually performed better, man for man, coin for coin. Because countries with less in wealth or population have a harder time developing teams, as France and Senegal play. Senegal won, but they're going to get a whole two goals for the difference. So down here is the real score. Up here is the economic difference adjustment. And our final is 0-3. And Senegal off to a great start now. Uruguay versus Denmark. Denmark's going to take this game. So this is the real score in 2002. And then, according to the algorithm, Uruguay gets a half goal for economic difference. But Denmark's still going to come away with the win. Now this can really help you. This half goal can really help you when there's a draw, or it can also help your score difference even if you lose or win. Ireland versus Cameroon, 1-1. Cameroon's going to get a whole goal, so Cameroon will come away with the win after economics are considered, remember. So Senegal right now in first, France in last place. As we move to match 4 here in 2002, Germany versus Saudi Arabia. Look at that score. That's huge, 8-0. Score difference is very important in this. Saudi Arabia gets 1 goal for economic difference. So the rating here is based on score difference and winning percentage. So both are very important. And Germany moves up into second, but that's because Senegal has a 0 against. Argentina versus Nigeria, 1-0. Argentina wins it. Nigeria gets a half goal, but that's not going to be enough. And Argentina now will be tied with Cameroon in third. Nigeria tied with Ireland in sixth. Paraguay versus South Africa, 2-2. Paraguay might get a half goal here. Oh, they get a whole one. Wow. So Paraguay comes up with a strong victory here, and they are now in 4th place. South Africa in 7th place. England versus Sweden, 1-1. Sweden's going to win this. They're going to get that half goal. So more was expected out of England, according to the algorithm. Match 8, Spain versus Slovenia, 3-1. Slovenia gets 1 goal for economic difference, but Spain comes out with the win, 3-2. They're going to be tied in 4th with 2 other countries. Off to a decent start with a rating of 70. Croatia versus Mexico, 0-1 in favor of Mexico. The economic difference is going to tie up the game, though. So Croatia and Mexico will tie on their opening match. Brazil versus Turkey is the next one. 2-1 in favor of Turkey. In Brazil, I mean. And Turkey's going to get half goal is what I meant to say. But Brazil is going to come out with their opening win, and they'll be tied in 5th with Denmark. Turkey tied in 7th with Uruguay. Italy versus Ecuador for match 11. Italy 2, Ecuador 0. Ecuador will get a whole goal to cut the lead in half, but Italy will open up with the win. Remember, we're bringing you the most accurate rankings in the world from the worst announcer in the world. China versus Costa Rica. Costa Rica wins 0-2. They're going to get a huge bonus here as well. Oh, only 1 goal. I'm surprised. I thought it would be more than that, but 0-3. Costa Rica opens up with the win. They're going to be tied in 1st with Senegal to start off the tournament. Japan versus Belgium, 2-2 is the final. Belgium's going to get a whole goal to win it. I thought they were going to get a half. And they're in 4th now with Paraguay and Spain. They're below Italy, above. Oh, they're tied with Sweden as well, and they're above Brazil, though. South Korea versus Poland, 2-0. South Korea with a big win, impressive win over Poland. And 2.5 will be the final score after economics are considered. And South Korea off to an amazing start. In 3rd place, below Germany, above Argentina. Match 15, Russia, Tunisia. Russia wins it 2-0. Let's see how much Tunisia gets. They'll get a goal to cut it in half. But Russia will come off with the big win. Match 16, America versus Portugal. 3-2, America with a huge win. However, economic difference is going to equalize the match at 3-3, but America still not a soccer country, so it's still an impressive result in 7th place, with several other countries. Now Germany and Ireland tie at 1-1. Economic difference is going to give Ireland a big victory, 1-2. So now we're in the second game, I think. Yep. So Ireland's 1-1 with a rating of 25. They're tied with America, Croatia, and Mexico and Portugal. Denmark versus Senegal, 1-1. Senegal's going to get the win here. A whole goal, in fact. So they're going to be in second place. They were in first, but that actually brought down the rating because of the score difference, I believe, if I saw that correctly. So they're in second, right behind Costa Rica, right above South Korea. France versus Uruguay, 0-0. Uruguay's going to easily get the win here. They're going to get a whole goal. And Uruguay will be in top 10 at 8th place now with a rating of 36.1. Significantly behind Brazil, but quite a bit of, just barely above America right there. Cameroon versus Saudi Arabia, 1-0. Cameroon wins it. They're going to get a whole goal for economic difference. So the final score after economics are considered is 2-0 in favor of Cameroon. And they're now tied in third with South Korea. Sweden versus Nigeria. Sweden wins 2-1. Let's see if there's any adjustments here. There is a small adjustment, so it will decrease the score difference for both teams, but Sweden will still come out with a win, and they're in 7th now with 2 wins, no losses, and a rating of 66.7. Nigeria 0-2 with a rating of -20. Spain versus Paraguay. 3-1. Spain with a huge win. Paraguay's going to get a goal, I think. They will, but Spain still with a big win. They're going to they're going to still stay in 6th place, but their rating is going to be at 70 now. Paraguay, where did they go? Paraguay's nowhere to be seen, which is odd. They're 1-1 now with a rating of 25. They're ranked 10 still with a couple other countries. 0-1. England beats Argentina. Argentina, the economic difference is going to cut the lead in half, but England win it, and they're all going to be tied in 10th now. Look at all these countries in 10th place. Unbelievable. Both Argentina and England in there. South Africa versus Slovenia. South Africa wins. Slovenia gets a half goal. That's not going to be enough. South Africa wins, and Slovenia is really going to regret that one because they probably should have won it. And the next match is Italy versus Croatia. Croatia comes out with a big win. They're also going to get a whole goal for economic difference. They're going to win it 1-3 after economics are considered. So Italy with a big loss. Croatia now up in 6th place. Italy, where are they? They are, I don't even know. Oh, 13th place. Below South Africa, above Turkey. Brazil smashes China. That could have been predicted. So Brazil's that's gonna really help them though. That's gonna move them into 3rd. They're gonna be tied with Cameroon and South Korea now. And China is in last place in 20th. France not looking too hot either. Mexico versus Ecuador, 2-1. Mexico wins it. Whoa, after economics they draw. Ecuador gets a whole goal. Mexico in 10th now, tied in 10th. I don't know where Ecuador is. Costa Rica, Turkey, 1-1. Costa Rica's going to win on the economic difference, and they're going to be in 1st now. It's going to bring their rating down too, but in the long run it'll help them. They're going to be in 1st now with Senegal. Brazil and Cameroon and South Korea in 2nd now. Russia in 3rd. Germany 4th. Croatia 5th. Japan versus Russia, 1-0. Japan wins it. Russia gets a half goal for economic difference, and that's an embarrassing loss for Russia. That's going to take them down to 7th place. Japan is tied in 9th now. South Korea versus America. It was a draw, but I think Korea is going to get a half goal on this, so they're actually, they're going to get a whole goal, so they're going to get another big win. They're going to maintain third place. Now with a rating of 95.5, they're above Germany and below Brazil and Cameroon. America's in 12th place, still not bad because they got that early draw. Tunisia versus Belgium, 1-1. 2-1 after economics. Tunisia wins it. They're still nowhere to be seen, though. Well, they are ranked 9. They're tied at 9th place with a whole bunch of other countries right now. Belgium is, they're 9th. Oh, they're 9th too. It's Portugal with a big win over Poland. No significant economic difference. Portugal is going to win. According to the algorithm, no significant economic difference. There might be some, but again, with soccer, it's low scoring, so you need a lot of economic difference to get any kind of bonus. Denmark versus France, 2-0. Denmark with a huge victory. A team that is definitely not talked about much, but they really are good. They really put forth good teams. They are in 9th place, and France is in the 20th place above China, below Poland. 3-3, Senegal and Uruguay. Who's going to get the half goal? Senegal actually gets it. Senegal going to come up with a big but narrow win over Uruguay. And they'll be in 4th place below South Korea and above Portugal. Uruguay down in 14th with 1 win and 2 losses. Saudi Arabia versus Ireland. Ireland wins it 0-3. No significant economic difference. Great game for Ireland. It'll put them up in the 9th place with Sweden. Above Denmark, below Spain. They're 2-1 now as well as we head into match 36. Cameroon versus Germany. Germany needs this. They got it. Is that going to be enough? I think it is. Cameroon. No, it's not. Cameroon gets 3.5 goals. Whoa. Cameroon is small and poor. Very. So they get the win, and Germany's going to fall to 11th. Cameroon up in 4th place now. Sweden versus Argentina. 1-1. It's going to be a draw. No significant economic difference. Argentina has a lot more population. Sweden has a lot more wealth. So Sweden is in 11th now. Argentina in 14th. Match 38, Nigeria versus England. It's a draw. Nigeria is going to win it. So that's going to take England from 14th, tied in 14th, down to 20th place. Not good. Nigeria moves up to 16th, tied with Uruguay, below South Africa, above Italy now. South Africa versus Spain. Spain wins it. I think South Africa get a half goal here. They do, but Spain gets an important victory. But it's not gonna. They're actually gonna fall a place because of the score difference percentage there. But they're still in top 10, still looking good. Costa Rica first, Brazil second, South Korea third, Cameroon fourth, Senegal 5th right now. Slovenia versus Paraguay, a really ultimate matchup, but Paraguay wins it 1-3.5 after economics are considered, and Paraguay crawls up to 12th place now. Slovenia underperforming, I would say they're in 24th place. Costa Rica versus Brazil, 2-5, Brazil with a huge win. Costa Rica's going to get a whole goal, but that's not enough. Brazil is actually going to fall because of their rating, but that puts South Korea in first. Costa Rica falls all the way to 12th. First South Korea, second Cameroon, third Brazil, fourth Senegal, fifth Portugal. Turkey schools China and gets a half goal, 3.5-0 after economics are considered. Remember, folks, this rating here is a mix of score difference percentage and winning percentage. This is the real score from 2002, and up here, this yellow score is the economic adjustment if necessary. This game ends 1-1, and I'm surprised Mexico didn't get a half goal there. So Italy and Mexico will tie. I can't believe South Korea is in first place right now. Italy in 19th place. Mexico, I don't know where Mexico is, folks. They're in 16th, tied in 16th. Ecuador gets a huge win over Croatia, 1-0. No significant economic difference. That's going to take Croatia all the way down to 13th. Ouch. And Ecuador, where are they? They are tied in 16th with several other countries. Tunisia versus Japan. Japan 0-2 with a nice win, but the economic difference is so great that Tunisia is going to get a whole 2 goals for the draw. And we're going to be heading into match 46, Belgium versus Russia. Belgium comes off with a win, though. They might get a half goal. I think they will. They do. 3.5-2 after economics are considered, because of the big difference in population, even though they do have more wealth per capita than Russia. Still, overall, Russia has the advantage according to the algorithm. Portugal versus South Korea. South Korea with a huge victory. Portugal is going to get a half goal. I think that's going to take, that's going to take their rating down, South Korea's rating down to a little bit. So now they're tied in first with Cameroon instead of being in first alone. Portugal is in 7th now, below Denmark, above Sweden, so still looking good. Poland versus America. Poland destroys America 3-0. They're also going to get a whole goal, 4-0 after economics are considered. And Poland now, where is Poland? Because they were really far down there before. They're now up in 22nd, below England and above America. Germany versus Paraguay. Germany 1-0. That's not going to be nearly enough. Much more should be expected out of them, and Paraguay's going to pull away with the win, 1-2. And Germany will be in 14th now. Paraguay in 6th place. Denmark versus England is the next game. Match 50. Denmark. Oh, ouch. 0-3. England with a big win, proving that they do have skill. England up in 11th now. Denmark is going to fall to 16th place. There's a lot of competition out here, folks. Brazil in 2nd, Senegal in 3rd. Cameroon and South Korea tied in 1st. Sweden versus Senegal. Final score is 1-2. Senegal's going to get probably a goal here. They do 1-3 after economics are considered. So Sweden will fall out of sight down to 15th place. They're up below Tunisia, Mexico, Colombia, and Ecuador and Argentina, and above Denmark. Senegal up in 3rd place as Spain beats Ireland 2-1. After economics, it's going to be 2-1.5. Spain moves up to 4th place. Ireland is not visible. Oh, no, they are. They're in 8th. They're still doing quite good with a rating of 45. Mexico versus America. 0-2. America pulls off a huge victory. That's embarrassing for Mexico, folks. They're going to get a whole goal to cut the lead in half, but that was Mexico's chance, and they just screwed up. Mexico's still rated above America, even after that defeat to them. Mexico in 20th, right below Italy, above South Africa. America below Russia, above Poland. 2-0. Brazil wins 2-0.5 after economics are considered. Brazil crawls their way into 1st place. Belgium tied in 13th now. 2nd place Cameroon and South Korea. 3rd place Senegal. 4th Spain. 5th Paraguay. Japan 0. Turkey 1. Turkey wins it. Turkey's going to move. They're going to get a whole goal for economic difference. Turkey's going to move from 11th all the way up to 5th place. They're right below Spain now, above Paraguay. And Japan is in 22nd place, below America, above Poland. South Korea versus Italy. Can they hold on? Oh my gosh, South Korea. This is unheard of, folks. 2.5-1 is going to be our final after economics, and they are going to maintain 2nd place with a huge rating of 92.9. They're tied with Cameroon. They're right above Senegal. They're right below Brazil, folks. Can you believe that? England versus Brazil. 1-2. Remember, shootouts, the team that wins the shootout gets an extra goal, so that's how the scoring is done with that. England loses to Brazil 1-2. No significant economic difference. Brazil tied in 1st now with Cameroon and South Korea. This is so close. This is unbelievable. Senegal 3rd, Senegal 2nd, Spain 3rd. Germany beats America 1-0. 1.5-0 is the final. Germany's going to move from 10th to 9th, right below Ireland, above Croatia. I don't even want to look where America is, but I'm gonna. They're in 21st, right below Poland, above Slovenia now. Spain versus South Korea, 0-1. South Korea, unbelievable, another huge win. There's no significant economic difference. I can't believe it. They're going to crawl up into 1st place, right above Brazil, and Cameroon in 2nd, and then Senegal in 3rd, Turkey 4th, Paraguay 5th. Unbelievable. Can they do the unthinkable? Senegal versus Turkey 0-1. Senegal wins, or Senegal gets a 1 goal to draw. So that's going to really hurt their ratings, but they're still going to be in 3rd place with a rating of 80.2. Turkey is up in 6th place, looking quite impressive as well, below Portugal, above Spain. Germany versus South Korea. Oh, Germany stops South Korea's crazy run. And that's going to take South Korea down to 3rd and Germany up to 8th. But what a run it was. Now Brazil and Cameroon tied in 1st. Brazil versus Turkey. This is it, folks. 1-0 Brazil. A hard-fought battle against Turkey. Wins it. And they're still going to fall in the 2nd. Now, again, Brazil's facing harder competition than Cameroon has to, because Cameroon's only going to get a certain number of games. So it's not really fair. So it's still debatable. Brazil could still technically be better, but the crappy way that these idiots set up the tournaments, they don't know what they're doing. And we're just working with what we got, folks. Okay, now South Korea loses to Turkey in the 3rd place match. Turkey with a great win, and they finish strong in 8th place with 48.8. South Korea, impressive tournament, finishes at 54.6. Now Germany and Brazil in the final. 0-2. Brazil wins. Can they move up? Let's see. They get a half goal for economic difference. Can they beat? They beat Cameroon! Brazil, the undisputed champions. Unbelievable. That is crazy. Unbelievable. Senegal 3rd, Paraguay 4th. Oh my God, I can't even talk. Portugal 5th, South Korea 6th, Spain 7th, Turkey 8th, Costa Rica 9th, Ireland 10th. Honorable mentions to Croatia, Germany and Argentina, Belgium, Ecuador, and Tunisia. Last place, China. 2nd to last, France. Ouch, that's embarrassing, folks. Saudi Arabia, Slovenia had terrible tournaments as well. Brazil, you got to give them credit, man. You got to give them credit. They went through it and still won.